Hello and welcome to SpectrumTv News 2. I am Francis Oyema Edet, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu approved 35,000 naira wage award for civil servant over subsidy removal. Reps raises alarm over insecurity in Nasarawa State. Plus, President Joe Biden requires Congress approval of $105 billion in supplementary funding. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who has approved the 35,000 naira wage award to civil servants to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal. This is disclosed in a memorandum issued by the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, (ECO-NTA). According to the memorandum, all federal civil servants and beneficiaries of the wage award, which took effect from September 1st, 2023. Recall that the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, the Trade Union Congress, DUC, and other organized labor unions had embarked on an industrial action over hardship occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has appointed Dr. Olusegun Olusi as the new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Bank of Industry, (BOI). This is announced in a statement by the presidential spokesman Ajiri Lale, saying the appointment is for a term of 4 years in the first instance. Tinubu charged the new BOI Chief Executive to ensure that Nigerians operating all sizes of enterprises across sectors are given fair and equitable access to much-needed support in order to boost employment generation and wealth creation amongst income groups in the country, with special regard for lower and mid-income enterprise operators. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has withdrawn the nomination of Kashim Imam as the chairman of the board of directors of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA. The 24-year-old Imam was on October 13 appointed by the President for a renewable term of 4 years in accordance with Section 2, Subsection 3 of the FEMA Amendment Act 2007. The appointment was said to have generated concerns, with many saying he lacked the requisite experience for the job. Following the uproar, Presidential spokesman Ajiri Ngelale noted that the withdrawal of the nomination is of immediate effect. Also, President Tinubu has called for the strengthening of cross-sectoral partnership between Nigeria and the European Union (EU) based on the principles of democracy, rule of law, and freedom. Presidential Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajiri Ngelale, who disclosed this, said Tinubu stated this when he received a delegation of the EU led by the EU's Commissioner in charge of International Partnership, Jutta Opeliman. The President welcomed the signing of 8 financing agreements between Nigeria and the EU under the EU Global Gateway Nigeria at a separate event in Abuja. Tinubu stressed the importance of economic cooperation with the EU in the areas of digital education, traditional energy, renewable energy, and broadband access. He told the visiting delegation that Nigeria's economy was going through several long-lasting reforms to render it capable of rolling millions of Nigerians out of poverty. We move to the Green Hammers, where the member representing Akwanga, Wamba, and Nasarawa Egon constituency in the House of Representatives, Jeremiah Maru, has expressed concerns over the search and kidnapping activities in Nasarawa State. Omar raised alarm over the security situation in the state during the plenary, calling for urgent attention in tackling the problem. He lamented that the state is gradually transforming into a sanctuary for armed criminals and kidnappers. According to him, the situation is posing a significant threat to the safety of residents of the state. In its resolution, the House of Representatives urged the federal government to establish permanent security formations to strengthen security in the state. Back here, Kwabam State House of Assembly has had a motion on the unwholesome activities of herdsmen in Ikotek Bene Oborokar communities, thus calling on the executive to enforce existing law regulating open grazing in the state. Ikotek Bene Oborokar member Jerry Tu, while moving the motion, observed that herdsmen unleashed their cattle to destroy produce of citizens in the area, while continuing to pose a serious threat to the peace and tranquility of the community, especially in the farm areas where cattle destroy farmlands and produce, thereby causing untold hardships to the peace-loving people of Ikotek.
Not properly brought under control, and people will continue to live in fear and also lose an important source of their livelihood. Conscious of the fact that the principal article of the state legislature in making laws for peace, order, good governance, hotels to the protection of lives and property of the citizen. We hereby move as follows. We hereby suggest the following. One, all state government, all the state commissioner of police, and commissioner for internal security to beef up security in and around Ikotek and its environment.
In contributions, Nsaribo member Eric Akpan and Bianibo member Moses Asien agreed that the activities of herdsmen, not just in their communities in focus, but in the state in general, are condemnable.
The issue of security can never be overlooked because by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the main responsibility of government is to protect the properties and the living standards of our own people in their respective communities. This issue of herdsmen destroying farmland has become a recurrent decimal in every community in our private state. It made reference to section 30, 31, 38, and 41 of the Open Grazing Prohibition Control and Establishment Range Act 104, laws of every state. The law was made by this Alabama. I think it is imperative on the executive to carry out the implementation of the law.
In his submission, the Speaker, Udemetong, directed the Clerk of the House to write the Governor, urging the Executive to enforce the existing law regulating open grazing.
I therefore direct the clerk of this House to write to His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State through the National Agriculture and Rural Development as a matter of urgency to enforce the extant provisions of section 30, 31, 38 to 41 of the Open Grazing Control and Establishment of Ranches Cap 107 law of Akwa Ibom State.
Meanwhile, the House also heard a motion on the urgent need to restore electricity line in 9 neighboring villages in Uran local government area after 4 years without power supply. Presenting the motion on the floor of the House, which was seconded by Urefong Orugo State Constituency member Precious Selam, the Uran State Constituency member Dr. Itoritan prayed for the protection of electricity lines in the affected communities.
Aware that one local government area is an electricity line from Tumba connecting 10 villages. Knowing coming from Kusoma, Shire, Araga, faiko ibuno she ibuno ekmene emano passport web tupu. Further away that sometime in 2019, the high tension cables linking Nongboru 4 to Adadia and 8 other villages were mercilessly stolen by vandals, and as such, Adadia
Commission called for the Committee on Rural Development to do an on-the-spot assessment and report back to the House in 2 weeks.
Motion is to mandate the House Committee on Rural Development, Power, Water, and Opportunity to do on-the-spot assessments and make sure they report to this House in 2 weeks. I think that is the wish of this House.
Akwa Ibom State Bureau for ICT, Innovation and Emerging Technologies Bill 2023, sponsored by Tenant member Udwara Beaufort, was read this time and committed to the House Committee on Science and Technology for in-depth studies. Effort, while giving the general principles of the bill, said the bill is for the collective good of all and for the betterment of the ICT fortunes of Akwa Ibom citizens.
Attempts to facilitate capacity building, IT infrastructural development, resource sharing, and coordinate all IT-related functions, conservation and acts of Akwa Ibom State now and for the future.
The Deputy Speaker Kufre Didam, in support of the bill, commended the bill, saying it will address associated ICT issues in the state. In his submission as well, the Deputy Leader of the House, Otong Bob, pointed out some of the gains of the Bureau if set up.
To regulate the operation of ICT information technology in Akwa Ibom. As at today, it's anything goes. There's no law regulating it. And we know most of the money in the world now is virtual, it's online. And the state is missing a lot because we lack these agencies. Once these agencies created, they regulate and tax the ICT operators, create costs, and the cost will also create jobs. So I think it's a very good bill, and I urge all members to rise and support it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm speaking today as a youth of Akwa Ibom State, very much interested in Akwa Ibom State youth, being 21st century youth, having access to the internet, having access to the World Wide Web, and being able to compete effectively with our colleagues across the globe. And I think this bureau, if set up and this law sees light of day, it will go a long way in ensuring that Akwa Ibom State people, not just the youth,
First Speaker Udemotong subsequently committed the bill to the House Committee on Science and Technology for in-depth studies.
those speaking against this bill. All members, they have been moved and duly seconded that a bill for a law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Bureau for ICT, innovations, and emerging technologies be read the second time. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The bill is accordingly read.
Also, the first second reading was a Akwa Ibom State Startup Bill 2023 sponsored by Beaufort. In his presentation, a lawmaker pointed out the issues of financing that surround startups in Nigeria's climate compared to other climes, underscoring the importance of the bill as pertinent for honing technological talents in the state. The House was subsequently adjourned to Thursday, 26 October 2023. Move now to Africa, where the military government in Niger says it had foiled an attempt by the deposed former President Mohamed Bazoum to escape from custody. A military spokesman said the former president attempted to flee with his family, cooks, and security. Recall that Bazoum has been under house arrest since members of his presidential guard staged a coup in late July. So in Africa, Zambia's government has evacuated 77 nationals from Israel amid the ongoing conflict between Israel and the Palestinian Hamas militants. Zambia's Foreign Minister Stanley Kakubo said the evacuees include 72 students, noting that 172 Zambians, including 143 students, live in Israel, but some had declined the government's evacuation offer and opted to stay behind. Kakubo assured those who choose to remain in Israel that the ministry will maintain close collaboration with the Zambian embassy and the Israeli Foreign Ministry to take necessary actions that will ensure their continued safety. We move to the foreign scene, where President Biden's administration has reportedly stands poised to request $105 billion in funding from Congress today to deliver aid and resources to Ukraine and Israel as both countries are embroiled in domestic wars. Reports say the request includes $14 billion to Israel, which officials say reflects requests Biden received while traveling to the region. Still foreign scene, the Pentagon has said that a U.S. Navy ship in the Red Sea has shot down missiles and drones that had been fired by Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen, possibly at Israel. Pentagon spokesman Brigadier General Pat Ryder told journalists that the 3 land attack cruise missiles and several drones were intercepted by a destroyer. Ryder noted that the ship, USS Carney, was patrolling in the Red Sea as part of a heavily reinforced U.S. military presence ordered by President Joe Biden to maintain stability in the wake of war between Israel and the Hamas militant group in the Gaza Strip. He added that no casualties was recorded. Still to come in the news, Chelsea to face Real Madrid in Women's Champions League stage. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. We return to wrap up news stories. On a business news, the Secretary of State for International Cooperation and Angola Communities, Domingos Lopez, says Nigeria's exports to Angola added $16.8 million between 2020 and 2022. Lopez stated these at the first interactive Angola-Nigeria Business Forum held in Abuja. Secretary, who represented the Minister of External Relations, Tete Antonio, said the ties between both countries were marked by signing the first economic, technical, scientific, and cultural cooperation agreement in 1976, adding that the exchange between the duo has been remarkable. He also noted that Angola counts on the support of Nigeria during its economic reform. Still in business, the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission says the federal government will generate 28.1 billion naira from the 20-year concession of the Central Workshop Ijora. In a statement, the head of media and publicity, Manji Yaling, said the workshop was used for the maintenance of vehicles, sewage treatment plants, and water supply equipment during the colonial era. According to her, the concession will adopt a rehabilitate, operate, maintain, transfer PPP model to upgrade the central workshop till its functions are realized. She said the project and unsolicited privately initiated infrastructure proposals by Beta Transport Nigeria Limited is domiciled under the Federal Ministry of Works. To hold now where the federal government has heightened surveillance at all points of entry, following the outbreak of bed-bug infestation in France and other parts of Europe. This is disclosed in a press statement signed by the Director of Media and Public Relations at Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Patricia DeWarist. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Patia, have noted that the ministry remains committed to ensuring that appropriate public measures and responses are put in place to contain bedbug infestation nationwide. He revealed that the ministry has developed a draft sheet which will be in circulation soon to strengthen awareness and health education on the control of bedbugs. Pat urged the public to cooperate with port health officers at point of entry in the course of the surveillance activities. Still in health, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has recorded about 15,060 suspected cases of diphtheria infections as of 19 October. NCDC, however, said out of the suspected cases, 9,478 were confirmed from 137 local government areas across 20 states, including the Federal Capital Territory. The Director General of NCDC, Ifedayo Adetifa, while speaking in a press briefing in Abuja, said the majority of the confirmed cases, 71.5%, were aged between 1 to 14 years, with infants accounting for less than 1% of the cases. He said data also shows that Kano, the epicenter of the infection, has the highest number of cases at 7,741, followed by Yobe with 841 cases. Giving a further breakdown of the diphtheria cases, the NCDC-DG said Bauchi State recorded 369 infections, followed by Katsina 275, Borno 164, Jigawa 24, Kaduna 18, Lagos 807, FCT 7, Gombe 5, Sokoto 4, Osun 3, and Niger State recorded 2 diphtheria cases. He said Cross River, Nugu, Imo, Nasarawa, Kebbi, Taraba recorded 1 case of diphtheria infection each. We move to the exciting world of sports, where Chelsea will face Real Madrid in the Women's Champions League group stage. Reports say Emma Hayes' side, runners-up in 2021, are drawn in Group D alongside the Spanish side Swedish club BK Häcken and French outfit Paris FC. According to reports, Chelsea are the only English representatives and were seeded in Pot 1 as Women's Super League champions. The Blues were knocked out in the semi-finals by Barcelona last season. However, defending champions Barcelona are in Group A and will face FC Rosengard, Benfica, and Eintracht Frankfurt. Selling Sport Hall carer halfback Mickey Lewis and lead centre Harry Newman are set to make their England debuts in the first test against Tonga at St. Helens on Sunday. The duo have been included in Sean Wayne's 19-man squad, with 22-year-old Saints fullback Jack Welsby named England's youngest men's captain. Welsby will lead his side, with regular skipper George Williams suspended for the first 2 matches. Meanwhile, Dom Young, the NRL's leading try scorer in 2023, is out with injury. On entertainment news, the 2023 MTV Europe Music Awards EMAs will no longer be held due to the ongoing conflict between the State of Israel and Palestine. The announcement was made by the EMAs in a press release stating that the decision to cancel the 2023 edition was taken to protect thousands of employees, crew members, artists, fans, and partners who will be traveling from all corners of the world to bring the show to life. The 2023 EMAs, which was scheduled for Paris on November 5, 2023, was said to be a historic one, as it would be the first time the Made in Afrobeats category would be awarded. Nigerian superstars Star K, Ira Star, Burna Boy, Davido, and Rema were nominated for the award alongside Malian-born French singer Aya Nakamura. Meanwhile, the EMAs will return in 2024 at the Paris Nord Villepinte in France. And that's all we have for you this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, SpectrumTv, live.ng. You've been watching Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Francis Oyima Edit. Many thanks for being there and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.